Even though we've all been here watching it, I'm still blown away. There's never been anybody like him, and not just the shooting range, but the just the competitiveness and the guts, and just amazing player. What a game he had.
Once you saw the first couple go in, it was just staying aggressive. Same thing I try to do all the time. I don't know if I've had a perfect start like that before, but it was just a good flow from the jump, and have fun out there.
Like that blazer, too, with the white detail. Stephen A., are folks sleeping on Steph and the Warriors?
They are. And I've been on the record, KP, on many occasions bringing up the Warriors because I've been of the mindset that if Klay Thompson comes back healthy, the Warriors are going to the conference finals. Mm-hmm. I'd like to modify that. If Klay Thompson comes back healthy, Kendrick Perkins, the Warriors might win it all. I really mean it. I'm not playing with anybody. Let me tell you something right now. Maybe one day Steve Kerr will admit that after going to 5 straight NBA finals and winning 3 championships that he'd probably be retired if he wasn't coaching Steph Curry. Because Steph Curry is the kind of person that will stretch your career because all of a sudden you don't mind going to work. It's just like you doing what you do, KP, me doing what we do. I do. You know what? We love what we do, so it doesn't feel like work. And as a result, because it doesn't feel like work, we think we could do this for a lengthier period of time. That's what Steve Kerr is really speaking about right now. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter God ever created. I don't care what anybody says. There has never, ever been a dude off the dribble, standing still, from the key, from the wings, from the corner, 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50 feet. This brother is unbelievable, okay? And when I think about him, and then I think about Klay coming back, who is one of the top 5 shooters in the history of basketball. Let's throw that up in there, right? Then we think about the rest of this crew. I'm looking at Jordan Poole. Brother could play, averaging 14 and a half a game. Brother could play. Andrew Wiggins, he's no slouch. He has shown up thus far. I'm thinking about Wiseman coming back. I'm thinking about the pickup of Otto Porter, who coaches have been telling me, KP, they've been raving about Otto Porter. I know we saw him on Shaq and the Fool, which is the most funniest. It's the funniest Shaq and the Fool skit ever when Otto Porter just standing on the wing and forget for 5 years ago. Hilarious.
Stephen A., we all been there. We all been on there.
Really?
I've been on there.
Hold on. You've been on there. I've been on there. But wait a minute. None of us was caught standing still while a guy we were defending ran to the opposite side of the court. I mean, that's an all-timer. But Otto Porter is smart. He's a veteran. I'm just looking at this roster right now. The Warriors may win it all. They may win it all this year. It all comes down to the health of Klay Thompson. That's where I'm at, KP.
You know what, Stephen A., is so hard to argue with you on that point, right? But here's my argument. I do have the Golden State Warriors getting to the Western Conference. I say that, they have enough talent. We all know how special.
Western Conference
Western
Finals?
Conference Finals.
Okay, you said Western Conference. I'm saying I just wanted to make sure you said Finals. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Western Conference Finals. And we know how special Steph Curry is, and what I'm watching about the Warriors is their culture. And we know about the Lakers, but it's one team that we're sleeping on right now. It's one team that we're sleeping on. And before I get to that team, let me tell you why I wouldn't pick the Warriors to win it all. Because Draymond Green is not the Draymond Green of old. He still has the high IQ, but his talent has taken a step down, right? He looked like a tight end playing basketball last night. I mean, he looked horrible. But past that, the Utah Jazz are over there just sitting there quiet. The Utah Jazz. And people are sleeping on them. I know last year it didn't end well for them. Mike Conley was hurt in and out of the lineup. But when you look at what they have, they're not lacking at anything. They have rim protection. They have a lob threat in Rudy Gobert. They have Donovan Mitchell, who is a superstar, a walking bucket. Now you pair him alongside Mike Conley, Bogdanovich, who knocked down 3 after 3. You have Joe Ingles, who does all the little things and could shoot the lights out. And then you bring it in Jordan Clarkson, the 6th man of the year. former Sixth Man of the Year from last year. So when I look at the Golden State Warriors, it wouldn't be surprised me if they happen to get to the finals. I wouldn't be surprised. But what I'm telling you, I would not jump on the limb and say, even with a healthy Klay, that they could win the title. They can't win the title because Draymond Green has taken a step back offensively. He used to, remember Stephen A., he had some big moments where Draymond Green used to get 25, 30 points. Yeah, a lot of those games. And we haven't saw that Draymond in a long time.
Let me come back at you with that a couple of things. I'm glad you brought this up because basketball talk, you know I love it. Here's the deal. I'm going to tell you why I think you're wrong. First of all, there's no doubt that Draymond Green took a step back. But I don't think he's incapable of taking a step forward. What we're really talking about is he lost his shot. Over the last 2 or 3 years, Draymond Green ain't shooting the damn basketball well. But that's about it. When I see his athleticism, when I see his motor, when I see his defensive tenacity and abilities, I don't see shrinkage there. It's just that he's not making shots. He got to get in the gym and continue to work on improving his perimeter shot. That's a tall ask. I get that. But that's it. What I would also say to UKP is this. They won a title with Andrew Bogut. They won the title with Jaja Pachulia, okay? I don't care. James Wiseman, he comes back healthy with Looney as a backup, with Jordan Poole, with Andrew Wiggins, all right, with the Otto Porters of the world, with Damian Lee. Let's not forget him. I think they got a shot. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.